Bob Dole, the longtime U.S. Senator from Kansas and 1996 Republican presidential nominee, died earlier this morning at 98 years old. Speaker Nancy Pelosi ordered the Capitol flags to be flown at half-staff to mark Senator Dole's death. Karen Travers has the latest on the life of the former GOP leader.
There's trying to win an election.
Robert J. Dole never won nationwide elected office, but he was one of the most recognizable and most powerful politicians of the 20th century. Born in a modest home in Russell, Kansas, July 22, 1923, Dole's young life was taken up with his family's Methodist church, the Boy Scouts, and athletics. But in 1943, his studies were interrupted by the Second World War. Assigned as a platoon leader, he saw action against German units in Italy early in 1945. A month into that conflict, he was seriously wounded. It was an experience he would write about years later.
For a long moment, I didn't know if I was dead or alive. I lay face down in the dirt, unable to feel my arms.
Dole was in and out of hospitals for 3 years, and he never regained the use of his right arm. After the war, he continued his education, attending law school at Washburn University in Topeka. 18 years later, he was elected to the U.S. Senate, where he would emerge as a powerful national figure. Americans got their first close look at the ambitious lawmaker in 1976, when President Gerald Ford chose him as his vice presidential running mate. Although the Ford-Dole ticket was unsuccessful in its bid for the White House, the senator eventually rose to become Senate Majority Leader in 1985. Dole's name became a standard in the race for the Republican nomination for president. He lost the nomination in 1980 to Ronald Reagan, missed it a second time in 1988, but he finally won the top spot on the Republican ticket in 1996. But running against an incumbent president, Bill Clinton, during a time of peace and prosperity, turned out to be an impossible obstacle. Reflecting on his own success and the injury that shaped his lifetime, the senator once said he hoped he could be an inspiration.
It's a message to all the people with disabilities. If you just hang in there, you're going to be able to cope with it.
Karen Travers, ABC News, Washington.
With the news of Bob Dole's death, messages of remembrance and mourning are coming in from all corners of the country, remembering the former public servant. President Joe Biden, who served with Dole in the Senate, tweeting out, quote, "Bob Dole was a man to be admired by Americans. He had an unerring sense of integrity and honor. May God bless him, and may our nation draw upon his legacy of decency, dignity, good humor, and patriotism for all time," end quote. New York's Governor Kathy Hochul says in her own statement, the late senator dedicated his life to serving the public good, from his time in the military to Capitol Hill to his fight for the rights of the disabled. And New York Republican Party Chairman Nick Langworthy says Dole embodied the grit and determination of the greatest generation. Praising his time as a legislator and GOP party member who left his mark on the nation, well, we here at News 10 would also like to send our condolences to Bob Dole's family for their loss.